Hello there. Hi. Hi there. Hello. Actually, that's not really Ted talking, it's me talking. But I've been enjoying TED Talks recently. There's quite a few good subjects, and many upon autism, neurodiversity, ADHD, and the like. And so I'm going to do a quick video on my thoughts on the subject. I'm trying to avoid this glare. I've got a screen here, and it's reflecting on my glasses. Okay, so I think most neurodiverse people will come to the conclusion before they get officially diagnosed. It's really annoying, this, that there's something not quite right. I think if I rewind quite a few years to the age of 8 or 9, I just knew that somehow there was something a bit strange about me. And the sad fact is, back then, when I grew up, kids were just considered to be problematic, weird, a little bit odd. I remember my mother taking me to a child psychologist because I had certain behavioural problems. And okay, admittedly, my father left, and so it caused a few issues. But I think a lot of kids whose fathers leave don't respond in the way I did, and yeah, and so the behaviour I portrayed wasn't very good in terms of what's normal, what's expected of you. And so yeah, I mean, now I look back and I think, well, yeah, I was neurodiverse. I have a son. He's now diagnosed neurodiverse, and yeah, I'm under a referral for this very thing. So neurodiversity, it's well, it's an interesting thing because well, I'm just going to read out what it says here. The term neurodiversity refers to a variation in the human brain. Variation, ooh, that's a big word. What does it mean? Regarding sociability, learning, attention, mood. So all that stuff really, yeah, mood. I mean, I've had years of mood being not right, treated for depression. I had a GP tell me I had a personality disorder, and I went away with this bit of paper and it had that written on it, and I was like, gosh, what does that even mean? I don't know what it means. And it was a few years actually before I even decided to look up what it meant. I think I was a bit kind of traumatized by that diagnosis, and it was actually from a GP, not a psychologist, psychotherapist. So he couldn't really make that decision. He was not qualified. He was a GP. I was after a sick note actually, because I was kind of experiencing some stress and low mood, and I think he just plucked out something to pull out of the air. So okay, personality disorder. I mean, I was in a religious commune at the time, and he was aware of that. This was a country doctor, and the commune was out in the country, so maybe he just thought they're all a bit wacky. They've all got personality disorders, so I'm not wrong in prescribing that. so there I was. I went away with this personality disorder, but actually, having looked at it, I'm fairly convinced I don't have a personality disorder. but I'm on the neurodiverse, and yeah, there's quite a few of us out there, and I think we contribute a lot to the arts, music, people like Einstein, and I think the guy that invented the light bulb, he was on the spectrum. I think we have this great way of thinking outside the box, and if you're neurodiverse and you're watching this video, you're probably going, yeah, I agree, yeah, thumbs up. So, and after many years of the struggle of trying to fit in, it's a realization, well, actually, you won't fit into neurotypical expectations of what the norm is. You have to embrace who you are as a neurodiverse person. So going back here, okay, yeah. So it wasn't until 1998 apparently that expression was coined. So yeah, so when I was a kid, that was way before then. So well, it's science and understanding things have really come a long way. I mean, I have a great interest in sort of mental health, and we kind of watch these programs about mental hospitals and horrific things when you realise what they used to do, because they didn't really understand. And we watched this program the other day, and they were doing lobotomies and putting screwdrivers into people's brains. And okay, it was a fiction, but this stuff really happened. They really thought that they could fix people by putting something into their brain, removing something in the frontal lobe. And actually that's really sad, because I'm sure lots of autistic people had that done to them, because they shouldn't be this emotional. They shouldn't be behaving like this. They should behave like that. I've said it before, but the really crazy stuff goes on in the battlefields of the world, the kind of the stock market, the dog eat dog sort of stuff that goes on out there, the corporate greed, the absolute craziness that we see in our world. That's crazy. Oh, hang on, Ted's going to talk again. Yes, it's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Crazy. So, yeah, Ted does talk. But yeah, so going back to as a child, I used to hide in wardrobes. I remember distinct memory of hiding in a wardrobe, and I think it was just I just couldn't fathom what was going on within myself, the emotions, the turmoil, and the kind of the wardrobe was a safe place. If I was really quiet, nobody would know I was there. I could just be in this wardrobe for a long time, and I guess if I went to a doctor and said I hide in wardrobes, they might come up with some sort of diagnosis, or he's crazy. He's I don't know what they would have said, but now I just know it's because I was neurodiverse, and that's just what I wanted to do, and it probably helped at the time. So, amen to that. Right, so, yeah. I mean, this is at Wikipedia. I mean, it's neurodiversity advocates points out. No, sorry. Neurodiversity advocates point out that neurodiverse people often have exceptional abilities alongside their weaknesses. For example, a person with ADHD may hyperfocus on some tasks while struggling to focus on others. or an autistic person may have an exceptional memory or even savant skills in the light of these facts, and yet completely forget what they were meant to do 5 minutes ago, or whatever it might be. You know that moment you go into the room and you think, oh, what did I come in here for? And then you suddenly remember something that happened 10 years ago, and you might reel off all this information about it. I watched this movie the other night, and it was about these Texas Rangers who were tracking down Bonnie and Clyde, and true story, yeah. And it suddenly dawned on me that I've had an interest in Bonnie and Clyde since I was probably 12, 13, I think, when I first saw the movie, the old movie, the one that was made in the 60s, I think it was. I've had this interest in Bonnie and Clyde, and just something about that story it's sad and horrific, and in the movie they were like heroes, and it was awful what happened, and they shot people and robbed banks, and I'm just, why have I got this interest? And they were just young. They were so young, and they were just desperate. And there's a scene where one of the Texas Rangers happens to meet the father of Clyde, and he says, he didn't start off like this. He didn't start off. He went wrong. He said, I know you've got to kill my boy. I know you've got to do it. But he didn't start off like that. And I guess that's a tragedy, isn't it? And it happened in the Great Depression, when there must have been such desperation around, and what drove these young people to go on this this rampage, and crazy stuff happened, crazy stuff, and in the movie people were just crowding around them and protecting them, I think, from the law, and eventually obviously they died in this hail of bullets. But why have I got this interest in this story? This true story. I think it's a tragedy. I think it's always struck me as very, very tragic and very sad. So there you go. I've regressed, but I think that's making the point that I could be in a room of lots of people and not be able to engage in the conversation. It's just how's it going? How's work? And all, it's all the polite small stuff, and then the subject of Bonnie and Clyde or something might come up, and I'm, right, okay. Or it might be that conversation about is space endless, or is there a brick wall? I think a lot of us have been in a room where that conversation has been come up. Where does it stop? Does it stop? And is there a brick wall? Or is it like a circle, and you come back on yourself? If you keep going, you eventually will meet yourself. And if you could travel fast enough, could you get to the end of the universe? Is it endless? Yeah, and I could, and I might have that conversation and be really, really engaged. And then, so yeah, I think neurodiversity is kind of like that. But it's okay. That's just who I am. And if you're someone who feels really weird and you don't fit in, well, just know that you're not alone, because many of us have felt like that. And I remember so many times being in rooms with people, and you just say something dumb, and everyone looks at you like, what did he just say? Why did he say that? And and sadly, yeah, to the neurotypical, they don't quite get it. They don't understand why this person responds the way they do, why they seem really serious sometimes, or really ecstatic, really kind of, hey, over something really, really silly. Or not funny, maybe. I mean, I remember as a kid, I used to get this smirk, and it was at really inappropriate times, and it used to really bother me. It could be anything. Just somebody might say something quite tragic had happened, and I think it was like the embarrassment of not knowing how to respond. So I would start to smirk, or uh, yeah, it's just one of those things, and I just think, oh, I'm just weird. There's something wrong with me, but I'm not. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just and there's nothing wrong with you if you're neurodiverse, right? I'm looking at the clock, 16 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go for a little bit longer. So yeah, so this is really just part of my journey, and just part of me sharing some of my experiences, and it's great that we have this opportunity to do this at this time. And oh, hang on, TED Talks. It's great. It's great to be a teddy bear. There you go. That's all he had to say, really. So I'm gonna leave it there. So if you're neurodiverse, it's okay. It's not a negative thing. It just means you see things differently. You have a different angle on the world. Emotions don't always get regulated, but it's okay. That's fine. Yeah. We just have a safe environment. Just be honest with yourself, with those around you, and don't be ashamed to say, oh, look, I'm afraid I'm on the spectrum. I might say something rude if I did. I'm sorry if I ignored you. I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry. But hey, this is who I am. And that's it, really. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Bye for now. Bye. Bye bye. See ya.